What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Amaazin A Show. My name is Alfredo, and the Amaazin A Show is my podcast where I come on every week to talk about video games, my favorite things about video games, what's going on in the game industry, what I'm currently playing, all that good stuff. The Amaazin A Show can be found on YouTube and also on podcast services such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can just go straight to any app and you can look up the Amaazin A Show. That is amazing with two A's and no G. But yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying the show. It's been, I think this is the 5th episode that I've done, and honestly, I just have been having a lot of fun. I love putting out my gaming opinions, putting out my interests about what's going on in video games, what I'm seeing in video games, and I'm just having a blast. Honestly, this was something I really been wanting to do for such a long time, and I'm so happy that I finally got the courage to really try to go for it and take it serious and do my best to really give out quality content for everyone who's watching, or listening, of course. So yeah, that's awesome. Also, we have a game to give away today. So on last week's episode, I said that whoever comments anything about their favorite thing about Star Wars will be entered into a contest to win this Star Wars Squadrons code for Xbox One. So I got one comment on that video. So congrats to Ernest Rodriguez who won the giveaway. He was the only person who commented, and he's also my friend, my homeboy from college. So shout out to you, Ernest. Congrats. I'm gonna DM you soon your code, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think of the game. Hope you have a blast with the game, and thanks for commenting, and thanks for always supporting and watching the show. So I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, moving on. Also, a bit of housekeeping. My Spider-Man Miles Morales game review is up right now on YouTube.com on the Amaazin A channel. So you should definitely check that out and let me know what you guys think. I wrote down everything, all my opinions into a nice essay of how I feel about the game. It's my complete review of the game. It's finally out. I finally finished it all the way, and it's up on youtube.com, and I hope you all enjoy. Let me know what you think. I just to put it out there quickly, I really enjoyed the game. I thought Miles was an awesome character. I thought the story was great. The way they portrayed this character, this Black and Latino character, the representation was awesome. The story was on point. Gameplay was great, seeing his powers, everything. And just being back in New York and playing it on PS5, it looks beautiful. But definitely check out the full video to hear my full thoughts on the game and let me know what you guys think of it. But yeah, another bit of housekeeping. I recently started streaming on Twitch, and I started streaming on Twitch because I felt maybe it's a good way to I guess to put myself out there more and to try to get more people to watch my content. It's a great way to engage with the community, engage with the people who like to watch my stuff. I don't have a set schedule. I usually stream around 7ish on certain days, not every day. I don't really have a schedule, but I want to hopefully make one as soon as I feel like I get comfortable with the organization of everything. But yeah, definitely just look out for whatever tweets I put out or Instagram posts. That's where, or Facebook, if you have me on Facebook. But yeah, definitely, be on the lookout for that. It's been a lot of fun. I've been streaming Fortnite mostly. It's been the only game I've been streaming so far. I play duos with my friend Brandon. We like to get online, just run some matches, hopefully get some kills and try to win. But we are trash. We're not trash, but we're not great either. We always come in top 10 or top 5 when we're really trying. But we always get smoked by whoever's the last guys are always trying to build, and the circle's so tight, and it's definitely like tough, but it's a lot of fun. You know, we get on there, we chat, we trash talk each other. It's a good time. You should definitely check me out. It's on twitch.tv/ Amaazin_A. So it's like Amazing A, the same way I write it, Amaazin_A. Um, but yeah, definitely follow me on Twitch and just be on the lookout for whenever I'm streaming. Usually around 7 p.m. ish, Eastern Standard Time. 10, that would be 10 ish. No, that would be like 4 ish Pacific. Um, Around California and all that. But yeah, hope you guys, check me out there. But without further ado, let's get into what I really wanted to talk about today. The topic of the show, as some YouTubers say. And today, what I really wanted to talk about are the games that I'm excited for this year. I want to talk about everything, at least the bigger name stuff that's coming out in 2021, and like how I feel about them, a little bit about what the games are and like why I'm excited for them. Last week I did my top 10 games of 2020. This week I'm doing not top 10, but it's just a list of games that I'm really like looking forward to playing this year. So yeah, let's get into it. And there's no order to this. It's not organized by when it's like coming out, but bear with me. And the games that I do know the release date, I'll let you know, and whatever I don't or whatever, we'll just go through with it, right? Right. So first on my list is a little game called Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is a PS5 game. It was supposed to come out. I think it was supposed to come out at the launch of the PS5. Then it got delayed to January, and then it got delayed again, I believe. But it should be coming around the first quarter of 2021. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is a game being made by a team called Ember Labs, and if you watch the trailer, the game looks really awesome. It looks like something. It looks like a Zelda game, honestly, with a more of a Kingdom Hearts 3 art style. It has like that Disney art style to it. But in the game, you play as this little girl named Kenna, and she's like running around this forest. She's got a staff that she fights with, but I think she also casts spells. She shoots bows and arrows. And it's this really cute game where you're in a forest and you see these tiny little black spirits running around, these little monsters. And they're really adorable. But I think the point of the game is to try to like protect them and like just fight whatever monsters, get through the world. There's an engaging story. But yeah, we haven't really seen too much of the game, but we have seen like that 2-minute trailer that they dropped where they show like some cutscenes, some gameplay, and it looks really fun. It just reminds me a lot of like Zelda gameplay, Breath of the Wild gameplay, with the art style that is Kingdom Hearts 3. And not much to say, but it just looks really cool, and I can't wait for the game to come out. It's coming out on PS5 only. I don't think it's coming to PC, and hopefully it drops soon. The next game I have on my list is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now, I've got history with the Ratchet and Clank series. I played Going Commando on PS2. I played a little bit of Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction, the first one on PS3. I played Ratchet and Clank All for One, which was also on PS3. And I also played the remake, Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 remake on PS4, which was a remake of the first game, which I had a lot of fun with. That was an awesome game. I love, it felt like you were just watching this Disney movie with some awesome fighting, great shooting, weapons. And it was just a lot of fun. But the trailer for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I guess it's a follow-up to that game. I don't know if they're going I don't know if it's a sequel to all the Ratchet and Clank games or if it's just a sequel to the 2016 game, the 2016 remake. But it looks really cool. What's going on in the game is like your Ratchet and Clank are something's wrong with like the dimensions and the worlds where you're you're in one world doing one thing and then in out of nowhere you're like sucked into this black hole and you end up in another dimension like instantaneously. And I think that it's really cool how like it's using the power of the PS5 to like instantly switch worlds like super fast in a snap of a finger. You're like you just go through a portal and you're literally in another world. You're you see that happening as Ratchet is like riding this animal trying to navigate through somewhere and he ends up in other worlds constantly. And also there's like a part in the game where Ratchet is shooting and like he has this weapon that can like he'll go through a dimension and it'll pull him. It's so weird to explain, but he shoots a gun and it like pulls the area in front of him towards him. It's so weird. You have to check out the trailer on the announcement trailer for Ratchet and Clank. But honestly, it looks really awesome. It looks like a lot of fun. Um, if you're watching the video version of my podcast, it looks like it does some flickering a bit. I definitely need to get a new camera. This little webcam ain't really doing it, but besides that, Ratchet and Clank, it looks really cool. I can't wait for that to come out. I think it's gonna come out in at least by this spring. I think the game is supposed to come out by this spring. But it looks awesome. Insomniac Games has done a terrific job with the Ratchet and Clank series. I feel like they've always like really held it down, making those games really good to play, really great. And the humor is good. It's got charm. It's got like that Disney charm and feel. Um, but yeah, can't wait for Ratchet and Clank on PS5. Now the next game I want to talk about is Far Cry 6. Now Far Cry 6 is a game by Ubisoft that's it was supposed to come out in February and it got delayed unfortunately. But all we've seen is an announcement trailer where they show basically they have this kid who's just sitting in his room like playing with a toy car. And then all of a sudden like his father walks in and his father's like suited up like just really bougie, I think might be Mexico, Venezuela. um and I guess he's like a dictator, and it cuts to outside where like there's like a riot going on. And it seems like maybe he's like a bad dictator and like the people want freedom or whatever. And he's walking in and like he tells his son, he's telling his son like, I don't know, something about like trying to be, being a leader and like the sacrifices you got to make. And he gives his son like a grenade and he pulls the pin and he's like, don't worry son, like it doesn't do anything unless you like let throw it, right? And the trailer ends with him like, him telling the son to throw it at the people in the riot. It's ridiculous. It gives that feel of like, bad stuff, bad dictators in third world countries. That's what it's trying to like give the feel of like the stuff that we've probably seen in movies or even in real life. But yeah, honestly, like the way it really gave like a cinematic feel, and it feels really really cool to see that type of game, coming out. It's trying to give that cinematic feel, and honestly, like I can't wait for that game to come out. The Far Cry games are usually games where you're like you're going out on a mission to take out this bad guy, this bad leader, the main villain. And I haven't really played much of any Far Cry game. I played Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon a little bit, but I didn't beat it. It was kind of like it was like a DLC for the Far Cry 3 game, but it was completely different. It was 80s. It had a good vibe to it, but I just couldn't stick with it. This was years ago. But this game definitely looks interesting. I feel like I don't know. It just calls out to me, and I can't wait for it to come out on PS5. Hopefully it'll come out by this spring as well. You know, it was set to come out in February, but it got delayed. So hopefully by like May, it'll be ready. But yeah, the next game I want to talk about is Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 8, you know, the Resident Evil series, there are a bunch of games where you you're this character trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. There's crazy people in the game who really do bad things. I played some Resident Evil 7. I want to go back and replay it, actually get through all the way. I have it on PS5. They gave it for free with the PlayStation Plus collection, so I definitely want to go back and beat Resident Evil 7. But it's called Resident. The official name of Resident Evil 8 is Resident Evil Village, and honestly, it looks really cool, really interesting. You got a village, bad stuff happening, zombies, werewolves. It looks cool, and you know, I've never beaten a Resident Evil game. It's crazy. Like I just started Resident Evil 2. I was making a gameplay video for that. I don't know if it's gonna come out because I felt like in the first episode nothing really happens. It didn't really. I I don't know. I don't know if I want to put it out. I might not. But I definitely want to play through Resident Evil 2 as soon as I'm done with, you know, games that I'm playing now, which I'll talk about later. Um, but yeah, I would love to. I definitely am interested in playing Resident Evil 8. It looks scary. It looks creepy. Um, looks crazy, and honestly, it just looks really cool. The next game on the list is Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood is a spiritual successor to the Left 4 Dead series. Back on Xbox 360 and PC. Left 4 Dead 2, or no, I played Left 4 Dead 1, and that was an amazing game. I had a lot of fun playing that game back in the day with friends. That was like when I was in high school. It was crazy. Playing with friends, shooting zombies, getting through levels. It was a lot of fun. And after so many years, the team is finally back. And they're making a game called Back 4 Blood, which is gonna be on every console: PS5, Xbox Series X, PC. Um, I think they said it was gonna be crossplay. Not 100% sure. I hope it's crossplay. I definitely want to play with my friends. Um, but yeah, it looks cool. It looks awesome. Definitely gives me the vibe that I recall from Left 4 Dead. Can't wait to be playing that game with friends. You know, doing the same thing I did before, running through levels, killing zombies. Um, and it looks fun. They recently had they had like a demo, not a demo, the beta, which people were able to get into. I haven't heard anything about it. I just know a lot of people played it, but I haven't heard the general consensus about it, or at least I don't remember what it was. I don't know if people really loved it. I don't think people had anything bad to say about it. Um so yeah, I'm definitely interested in Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood is set to come out this June. I believe it's either summer or June. I know it's like in that it's gonna be over the summer that the game comes out for sure. So yeah, can't wait. This next game might surprise some people, but I'm excited for Halo Infinite to come out this year. Now, I know everyone knows like I'm a PlayStation guy. I play a lot of PlayStation games, but I do also have a PC, and even besides having a PC, I am interested in getting an Xbox Series X at some point. I definitely wanna play, you know, Xbox games. I do have Xbox Game Pass on my PC. I don't use it that often, but I did play Battletoads with it, like I said before, on last week's video. And honestly, like I want to play Halo Infinite. I want to play Halo games. I played Halo 3, and as well as Halo Reach. And I had a lot of fun playing those games back in the day, back in high school. In high school, I had an Xbox 360, and that's really what I played the most. Um, until I started playing more on my PS3. I had a PS3 first, and then I got a 360. I didn't play the PS3 that often when I had it. The games, honestly, I just wasn't. Everyone else had a 360, so that's what I wanted to play with my friends, right? But now, thanks to cross-platform play, we can all play together whatever game that supports it. But most games do support it today. But yeah, what was that? Halo Infinite. I like the Halo games. They're really cool. I know Halo Infinite got delayed. It was supposed to launch. It was supposed to come out with the Xbox Series X, but right after they dropped like their showcase for it, it seemed like most people had a negative reaction to it. They thought like the graphics didn't look good. The game looked like it didn't seem like a next gen game for a lot of the people who saw that. Except even though like I feel like most of the general Halo fans they were into it, but it was more of like the outside people who were like, "Yo, this game looks trash." A lot of PlayStation people probably thought that. I I don't know. Honestly, it didn't look graphically like you know great, but I know like they also said like they wanted it to capture the original Halo feel in a way. So I don't know, but I'm excited. I want to play Halo. I liked Halo 3 and Reach. I want to play the Master Chief Collection, hopefully on my PC or on the Series X, depending on when I ever get to it. But I do want to play Halo. I think Halo is an awesome series. I think they make great Halo games. I know 343 Industries hasn't really hit it on the nail with their Halo games lately, but I haven't played them. I do want to play them. I want to try them myself. But Halo Infinite, though, I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked good. And it's definitely a game that I do want to play when it finally comes out. The next game on my list is Horizon Forbidden West, and I think this game is supposed to come out 2021. Someone can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I've played a little bit of Horizon. What is it called? Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't beat it. I want to beat it. I'm gonna go back and replay it. I was playing Final Fantasy 7 at the time, and I started playing Horizon. Um, Thinking that maybe I can play two games at once. No, I cannot. I'm not. I always just focus on one game, and I'll end up dropping the other game. But Horizon Forbidden West looks cool. It looks awesome. It looks like more of what Horizon Zero Dawn is, which is great in a bigger world, more beautiful world. I definitely want to play that when it comes out on PS5. Don't have too much to say since I never really beat Zero Dawn and they haven't shown much of Forbidden West. But I definitely want to go back and beat Zero Dawn. I want to start it from the beginning, play it all the way. It looks really cool, looks really fun. I just at the time I was playing Final Fantasy 7, but I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna go back to Horizon and replay it all the way. This next game, the same kind of goes for it. God of War Ragnarok, which I don't know if it's the official title yet, but like I said, they didn't show much of God of War Ragnarok. They just showed like the logo and they showed 2021, which is crazy. I feel like it's not gonna hit that date. It's not gonna hit this year. It might come out next year, but it's really awesome that apparently they think the game is so well in development that it could come out this year, which is great. um but yeah, I gotta go back and I have to play God of War. It's definitely on my list of games to play soon. It might I'm playing Last of Us Part 2 right now. I might play God of War afterwards, if not any of the other games that I have yet to start and play. um but yeah, God of War Ragnarok. There was nothing shown, but everyone knows God of War is awesome. So I can't wait to check that out. I can't wait to beat this one and finally play that one. The next game on my list is Gotham Knights. Now, Gotham Knights is basically, in my opinion, this is the true follow-up to Batman Arkham Knight. And the strange thing is, it's like, because they say, according to the developer, which is WB Games, they said that it does not follow that story. But yeah, I can't wait for Gotham Knights. It looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. as Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood, and who was it? Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood, and Nightwing. Nightwing looks alright, but I honestly just want to play as Red Hood or Batgirl. Those are the top two that I'm feeling right now. Um, but yeah, it looks awesome. They've shown the trailer. They've shown gameplay. I just can't wait for that game. I love the Batman games. I love I just love the feel and the style of those games. You know, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. I think they're all just fantastic games. I never beat Origins. I started it last year on my PC, but I never finished it. Maybe I'll go back in and replay that. But yeah, I cannot wait for Gotham Knights. It looks awesome. It looks fun. It's co-op. You can play it with a friend. It's chill. Like, since it's 4 characters, you can play. I think it's 2-player co-op, like online. So you can go through the story mode with a friend, and that looks awesome. But you don't have to, of course. You can just. I think you can just have a like an NPC with you or whatever. But yeah, it looks awesome. Can't wait to play it. Can't wait to play as those characters and just do all the Batman stuff with them. Apparently in the game, Bruce Wayne left a message that said Batman is dead. And I feel like that kind of could go with what happened at the end of Arkham Knight. No spoilers. But I don't know if I don't remember the trailer exactly, but I don't know if it was Bruce Wayne saying that he is dead or Batman is dead or whatever. But yeah, the game looks awesome. And I just can't wait for it to come out this year. I love the Batman games and they're super cool. I talk too much. The next game I have is Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, you might remember last year I made a video about the top 10 games I can't wait to play, and Ghostwire Tokyo was actually on that video, so you might want to check that out. It's a really old video. And I sound like a beginner. I still sound like a beginner. That's a game that was originally led by Ikumi Nakamura, who basically was someone who stole the show at E3 2019, at E3 2019 or 2018, and the game looked awesome. It's a horror game. It's like a horror action game. You're playing in Tokyo, and there's like ghosts and demons and spirits and all that good stuff. And you're like trying to kill them, trying to find out what's happening in the world. But yeah, the game looks awesome. The game looks fun, and it's set to come out this year. Can't wait to play it. Don't know too much about the game except for that, but I like Tokyo. I want to visit Tokyo one day. And I like Japanese games. I think they're really cool. And we're rounding out the list now, but the next game I want to talk about is Hogwarts Legacy. Now, Hogwarts Legacy is a game where being made by I don't know, is a game where you basically create your own character, and that character is the game takes place in Hogwarts from Harry Potter, in the world of Harry Potter. And the game looks like it's going to be like an open world RPG, and you're doing missions and you're doing stuff for your character and going on quests, exploring, so much stuff to do. The game looks awesome. You basically you play as a student in Hogwarts, and honestly, who doesn't want, like, what Harry Potter fan doesn't want like an open world like game where you just go to Hogwarts and just do a bunch of cool stuff. I remember as a kid I had Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on PS2, and I love that game. That was an awesome game. I had a lot of fun playing that game. But this looks like it's totally new. It's totally different. It's taking the RPG elements and applying it to the world of Harry Potter, and I can't wait. The trailer looks amazing. It's so big. It's so much to do, and it's so cool. And I in my video where I talk about the PlayStation conference, the PlayStation 5 showcase, I talk a little bit about Harry Potter. So check out that video if you want to know more about my thoughts on what it looks like, what it's cool. But I pretty much say the same thing. And last but not least on my list is The World Ends With You, Neo. Now, I've never played The World Ends With You on DS or Switch. Basically, The World Ends With You is this RPG that also takes place in Tokyo, but it's made by it's from Square Enix, and in the game the players are playing this game and they have a set time to like survive and you fight monsters and stuff. Um and if the time runs out, like the character dies, something like that. I don't know so much about the game. I've just seen trailers and it's crazy. Like from everything I see about the game looks so cool. And I've never played the original one that was on DS or Switch, but I've always wanted to. And I do have a Nintendo Switch, so I'm definitely gonna try to play the World Ends With You remix on Switch, so I can like at least understand what that is before playing this new one. But the new one looks cool. It looks more. The world looks bigger, even though I mean Tokyo is Tokyo, no matter what you do, right? But the world looks bigger. It looks like it has like the more of a console perspective. The World Ends With You, the original one, came out on DS, um, and then it was also on Switch, but it was more like, I think it was like you're running around. It's 2D and you're running around a 2D world, but this new one is in 3D. It has new characters, a new story. The characters look cool. They remind me of like Kingdom Hearts characters, and I've always had an interest for the game The World Ends With You, but I've never been able to like play it yet. But hopefully I change that soon with the Switch game, as well as the new game, as well as Neo, that's coming out this summer, I believe. Um, but yeah, those are all my games that I am excited to play the most this year. I can't wait to play each and every one of these. I hope I get to play each and every one of these this year. So many awesome games, and honestly, like I just feel like it's always a great time for gaming. I feel like there's always like a bunch of new and unique stuff coming out, and I talk about mainly AAA games here, but even indie games are also like really awesome to check out whenever you can. And it's an awesome year to play games. And I can't wait to play each and every one of these. I hope. Let me know in the comments what games you guys are looking forward to the most this year. Maybe you have a different list than mine. Maybe you have smaller names, bigger names, or same level. But let me know what everyone else is into and what everyone else wants to play. But yeah, thank you for coming through and listening to me talk. I feel like that ended abruptly, but sometimes that just happens with these podcasts as I'm getting better at it, as I'm getting more experience. Um, but yeah, thank you all for coming out to listen to my podcast. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all like maybe I hope I was able to tell some of you about new games you haven't heard of before. Maybe remind you of new games that are coming out, pique your interest on some of these games, and it's just a great year for gaming. Whether you're on new consoles or old consoles, there's definitely a lot of stuff to play. Um, but yeah, thanks for coming through. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Please rate me if you're listening on podcast services, and make sure you follow my Twitter at Amaazin A. That's all Amaazin A all together, or follow me on Instagram at Amaazin_A. I post about whenever a new video comes out, whenever a new podcast episode comes out. But thank you to everyone who's been showing love. We're close to 100 subscribers, so please share my stuff. Tell your friends that there's this awesome YouTube channel who this guy that's making awesome videos, or however people talk to each other, right? But yeah, thank you all so much for coming out, for coming through to listen, and I hope you all just have a great one, have an amazing week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Adios. Sam's Beats.